What is it for? Both cinnamon and coffee have amazing health properties. Consume just 1 cup a day. Coffee with cinnamon will be enough for relieve and even cure a large number of diseases and health ailments, but before explaining all its benefits, let's see the different ways that we have to prepare the coffee with cinnamon, and when we should consume it, we go with it. How to prepare coffee with cinnamon? First method, we must serve between 2 or 3 cinnamon sticks between 300 ml of water for at least 10 minutes in this way. All the antioxidants and nutrients that contain cinnamon, they will remain dissolved in the water when it has passed 10 minutes. We remove the cinnamon stick and we use this water to prepare the coffee either in any coffee maker, traditional on any machine. Filter. Another much easier way to preparing coffee with cinnamon is add to a black coffee, a cinnamon stick, or a little ground cinnamon and dissolve it. Then we only have to wait 10 minutes for the ingredients to mix well, and it would already be ready for consumption.
How many times a day should we consume coffee with cinnamon to get all your properties only necessary? Consume a cup of coffee with cinnamon day, preferably in the morning, just before breakfast, completely on an empty stomach. Is it useful for diabetes? This way, we will absorb all its nutrients in an effective way well, and now we are going to start talking about first benefit, and that is that only 1 daily cup of coffee with cinnamon is going to be enough to improve the levels of glucose. You should know that cinnamon acts in a very similar way to insulin, allows glucose to enter the inside our cells, and reduces your blood levels. If you suffer from type 2 diabetes, that is, diabetes caused by resistance to insulin, do not hesitate to consume every day a cup of coffee with cinnamon cardiovascular effects. It's going to help a lot. Let's go with it. Benefit number 2. Coffee with cinnamon can help you have better health cardiovascular. A recent study has discovered that consuming medium cinnamon, and long-term it will be enough to significantly reduce those of triglycerides, a type of fat that we have in our blood that when levels are raised too high is able to cause arterial obstruction. We move on to another benefit, that coffee has cinnamon, and it can help us combat fatigue with both caffeine. What does coffee contain like cinnamon? 2 natural ingredients capable of activating our metabolism, causes us to our body, begins to produce more amount of energy. For this reason, a single cup of coffee with cinnamon in the morning tomorrow on an empty stomach will provide us enough energy to cope to all daily activities. Have it very much in mind. Benefit number 4. A little known property, antioxidants contained in cinnamon are capable of clearing the nasal passages and reduce the mucus we have in the respiratory tract, whether we are or that we have a respiratory crisis. In sum up, a cup of coffee with cinnamon day will help us breathe a lot. Respiratory symptoms associated with allergies and is going to help us maintain a system. Totally healthy respiratory. Let's go. To move on to benefit number 5, you must know that coffee with cinnamon too can help you lose weight. Both? Can it help LOSELOSS? Caffeine contained in coffee, such as antioxidants in cinnamon, have an effect. Thermogenic. What does this mean? They are capable of increasing energy expenditure and the oxidation of fats, its consumption. Daily will protect us from diseases like obesity or overweight. That's right. As long as we maintain a diet, balanced, and do regular exercise every day. Remember that coffee with cinnamon alone is a little help too. Is to consume coffee with milk, skimmed milk containing no fat, saturated, and avoid all those milk that are whole or semi-skimmed. Well, and now let's go through a real part. Important thing about this video you should know. Risks and contraindications. That there are different groups of people that due to any condition they should not consume coffee with cinnamon. Let's see them. First of all, people who suffer type 2 diabetes and are receiving treatment, pharmacological to lower sugar, must take special care, although it is true that coffee with cinnamon is really beneficial for diabetes. We should never consume it at the same time in which we take the treatment drug. The better it will reduce symptoms, respiratory symptoms associated with allergies, and is going to help us maintain a system. Totally healthy respiratory. Let's go. To move on to benefit number 5, you must know that coffee with cinnamon too can help you lose weight. Both. Can it help LOSELOSS? Caffeine contained in coffee, such as antioxidants in cinnamon, have an effect. Thermogenic. What does this mean? They are capable of increasing energy expenditure and the oxidation of fats, its consumption.